You know it's a good day in Gotham City when we talking some Batman. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on another episode of Side Flick. My name is Chris. We got movie news to talk about to get us through the weekend. We're going to be discussing a whole bunch of updates concerning the Batman, comments from the screenwriter of the live-action Mortal Kombat movie and what we can expect from the visuals, Taika Waititi teasing us all with some Thor 4 details that really hype me up for this film, along with some horror movie talk and so much more. So I need you guys to be letting me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Your opinions are the most important part of this show, and you know I'll be responding to everybody within the first couple hours. But also don't be forgetting to leave a like on this video if you're enjoying this content. I do so much reading for these videos, guys. Lots of research. Jumping into some horror movie news that I think is going to get a lot of people really excited. Good old Pinhead is getting a reboot. This is now officially confirmed and moving forward pretty fast, so this movie could be coming to us in the next year and a half. It's moving so fast, in fact, that the Hollywood Reporter reports that they already have a director lined up for this Hellraiser reboot. The current director that they have hired for this reboot is David Berkner. Now, I know that name might not be all that familiar to you. He most recently did work on the VHS horror anthology, as well as the horror anthology Southbound. But the thing that probably got him the job in the first place was a movie entitled The Night House. Now, unfortunately, we're not able to see this movie as of right now. It premiered at Sundance. It's about a widow who discovers dark secrets about her husband after he's passed away. The movie currently holds an 86% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it seems to be a very good horror movie. All the more reason I think this Hellraiser reboot is in the right hands. Now, I gotta be completely honest with you guys, I'm not even that big of a Pinhead fan. He was just one of the one horror icons whose movies I could never really get into, but I'm not gonna bash anybody who loves Hellraiser because when the stuff gets gory in those films, they get crazy. So my main hope with this movie is that the modernized version of Hellraiser will be really interesting enough to where I can finally become a fan of this character and enjoy him like a lot of other people have. Are you guys excited that we're finally gonna be getting this Hellraiser reboot? Now getting into some Marvel Phase 4 MCU Cinematic Universe news. Taika Waititi, along with 100 other directors, was doing a watch-along view on Instagram for his movie Thor Ragnarok. During this watch-along, it eventually got to the point where he was asked some questions about the upcoming Thor Love and Thunder. This is the fourth film in the Thor series, and he actually dropped a whole bunch of details about what we can expect from this film, even showing us some concept art. Right here we have concept art of what he's imagining New Asgard to look like on Earth. Remember, this is going to be run by Valkyrie. He even showcased some concept art for Meek in the movie, the little worm slug that Korg has been carrying around. All that more interesting that Korg is wearing a woman's suit. Really curious to how that's going to play into the movie. As a funny little side gag, Taika Waititi even accidentally let leak how Tony Stark is coming back to life in Thor 4. It was honestly a really funny gag of Taika Waititi to do because he knew fans would be staring so hard at all the materials he would be showing us. But a quick rundown of some of the details that he let us know in this script. One, he confirmed that the Silver Surfer will not be involved in this movie. He teased the fact that Mark Ruffalo will be returning as Hulk in the movie. That's kind of unexpected. I didn't think he would show up again, but they do make a nice buddy cop duo, so I'd be happy to see Mark Ruffalo show up one more time. The fact that we'll be seeing space sharks in this. Space sharks? What is this film? Or as they're known in the Marvel comics, star sharks. On some of the story details we can expect on the film, he said that he'd be exploring the species where Korg comes from, known as the Cronin. I absolutely love the Korg character, and if all of them talk even similarly to him, I'm gonna love that planet of Cronin. Also worth pointing out that he avoided any question on whether Loki would be coming back, and honestly, it's not a Thor movie without Loki popping up here and there, but probably the most exciting detail that he let us know is that Thor Ragnarok is gonna look like a safe movie compared to Thor 4. This director hasn't really steered me wrong yet. I've loved all his projects so far, so I can only imagine Thor 4 is gonna be mind-blowing. What details from Thor 4 get you most excited, and are you pumped for the fourth movie in the Thor franchise? Jumping into some live-action video game movie news, we all know Mortal Kombat is getting a live-action reboot, and we're actually gonna get it pretty soon in January of 2021. That's hoping no films get delayed or anything like that. Well, the screenwriter of the upcoming live-action Mortal Mortal Kombat movie, dropped some details online responding to a fan that I think really promises a tall order for this Mortal Kombat movie. A Mortal Kombat fan got on Twitter to complain. They keep saying they're making a new Mortal Kombat movie, but it keeps not happening. I wish they'd just finally bloody do it. I want to see a MK movie that looks as badass as the cutscenes from modern games. Greg Russo, the screenwriter, went ahead and responded, already done, and bloody too. Cutscenes? Forget cutscenes, my man. MK has never looked this good. January 15th, 2021, Mortal Kombat. That is one heavy promise from the screenwriter. That not only is this Mortal Kombat movie going to be bloody, we kind of knew that since it does have an R rating, but the fact that the visual styles of this film is going to look very similar to the cutscenes of modern Mortal Kombat games. Is it hot here or is it just me? Those cutscenes from the Mortal Kombat video games are breathtaking, so beautiful to look at, and if the movie even comes close to that, this is gonna be the all-time setter of video game movies for me. Sorry, Sonic the Hedgehog. And it'll definitely be a step up than what looks like a bunch of people cosplaying in the original Mortal Kombat movie. How do you guys feel about his comments, and do you think they'll actually live up to what he's saying? Alright, finally jumping into the Batman news. Thank freaking goodness, Matt Reeves. It has been a dry season of Batman talk for a while since the movie has shut down production thanks to the outbreak. But the director of the Batman movie right now is doing a whole bunch of interviews in promotion to his sci-fi series Tales from the Loop. In doing interviews with different outlets, of course he's gonna get asked by the Batman, and thankfully Matt Reeves has given a unique answer to every outlet, giving us so much insight to what we can expect from this Batman movie. I'm gonna be breaking down the most interesting or important details from each of these interviews. One of the first details that came out of all these interviews that was really interesting is how Matt Reeves was gonna handle the origin story for Batman. If you know anything about the Batman character, if the boy has a movie, we's gonna see his parents die some way, shape, or form. Matt Reeves went ahead and said, I wanted to do not an origin tale, but a tale that would still acknowledge his origins, in that it formed who he is. Like this guy, he's majorly struggling, and this is how he's trying to rise above the struggle. But that doesn't mean that he even fully understands, you know? It's that whole idea of the shadow self and what's driving you, and how much of what you can incorporate, and how much of it you're doing that you're unaware of. Continuing on, there's something in there that feels very psychological, very emotional, and it felt like there was a way of exploring that along with the corruption of this place, Gotham. Diving into what those details mean, I love how Matt Reeves is basically saying, look, this is the first couple years of Batman. From what we've heard so far, this is Batman's second year is what we'll be seeing in the movie. And so if we're getting a very early version of Batman, it's just kind of a given that we'll see an origin story. But there's only so many times we can see the Waynes be shot in an alley and how we could feel pain for that little Bruce Wayne. But Matt Reeves is letting us know, no, we're not going to waste a whole bunch of story to tell that origin. Instead, the story that he's gonna tell is gonna nod to that and let the audience be known how this Batman became Batman. Also, those phrases there, very psychological, very emotional, all things I definitely want in my Batman movie. The little detail about corruption in Gotham is something I'm really excited to see just because this is a more detective-based Batman movie. And if you look at the IMDb page of everyone involved in the Batman, it's a lot of police officers, it's a lot of government officials, so it's gonna be kind of a political thriller, and I think this will be a nice interesting turn for the Batman. When doing more interviews on the Batman, Matt Reeves confirmed that he only has finished 25% of the movie before it was halted. Heck, he even revealed in an interview with the New York Times that one person on set did perish thanks to the Rona. That is so sad to hear that someone on the set of the Batman actually went ahead and died, and it also explains why Warner Bros. Decided to take it so seriously after they said they probably weren't going to shut down. But one thing that does stand out to me out of all these interviews was the question given to him by Deadline. The reporter went ahead and asked him whether this movie pays homage to Frank Miller's Batman Year One or The Flying Graysons. Matt Reeves decided to respond with, I can't give you the answers to any of that. I don't care if there's just a sliver of chance, man. You guys know how much I've been campaigning for Dick Grayson, good old Robin, to show up in the Batman. We've gotten some hints that he might be in there, and Matt Reeves dodging the question if the Flying Graysons, the family of Dick Grayson who becomes Robin, will show up in this movie, and just flat out denies answering the question, why would you deny the question if he's not in there somehow? Because I would actually say I'm in the minority. I understand that I'm the one loser who wants Robin to be in the Batman when the majority of people are like, nah, get that boy Wonder out of my Batman film. So I don't think Matt Reeves would lose any fans or any box office money if he said, oh no, Robin's not showing up in my franchise. This is just Batman. I don't think the world would go crazy. No riots would happen. People would just go, makes sense. No Robin. Let's keep it with Batman. But the fact that he's just flat out denying the question and won't say whether the Flying Graysons are involved is kind of like answering the question. You guys know how pumped I am for this Batman movie. What do you think of the details brought up by Matt Reeves? Do you think him avoiding the Robin question mean he's in the movie? Or what do you think about the story details? Let me know. But that is just all the news we have to talk about thus far, guys. I hope everyone is having a good and safe weekend. I'm gonna be hard at work looking at another video game movie, Jaws Unleashed, to bring for you guys. I already did a Batman game on the channel, so I'm super excited to do this Jaws video game. Look out for that coming near soon. But be sure you guys like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. And as always, I'm Chris. Take care.